Hi there, Pisces. If you didn't catch my last weekly reading, I pulled 3 cards, and they're not in any particular order. And I did a tarot reading. And then I did a combination reading with the 3 astrology dice. Now, the 3 12-sided dice represent the zodiac signs, the planets or lunar nodes, and the houses. Now, for this week, you received 3 major arcana cards: the Sun, the Hanged Man in reverse, and the Empress. You know, the Empress is about earthly things and senses of pleasure and feelings. And the Hanged Man is about a spiritual journey. And the Sun is a celestial card, about a new day dawning, new things coming. Now, the Empress card is considered the nature of man card, any card between 1 and 7 of the major arcana cards. And the Hanged Man is considered an awakening card of any card between 7 through 14. And the Sun card is a celestial karmic card about cosmic energy. And that's the cards between 14 to 21. So you've received every category that's possible. So this really is about mind, body, and spirit. And this really brings the Empress into this because she unifies mind, body, and spirit into the material world with the pleasure of senses and the fulfillment of life and the power of unconditional love. She's Mother Earth, Alamata, the nourishing mother of all, and symbolizes, fertility, love, desire, art, beauty. The shield that she emblematically carries has a sign of Venus on it, and Venus is the morning star that rises in the east, or is the evening star that is setting in the west, and this symbolizes a duality of beginnings and ends. And she symbolizes all of the 12 zodiac signs. That's the diadems on her crown. So this week feels really expansive to me. You're going to be touching on a lot of things. As I said, it's from material to spiritual, to even celestial. But here the Empress is cultivating your conscious ideas right now. Because as you go more into the spiritual, from the Hanged Man to the Sun, it'll be cultivating your unconscious inner self. The Empress is here to remind you to enjoy the passions of life. Enjoy the process of living. Instead of saying, oh God, I have to go and do that today, and instead enjoy the journey. Because this is the prosperous rewards of life, is just enjoying the journey. And the Hanged Man is about a spiritual journey, one to acquire wisdom, but here he's in the reverse. I don't normally read it in reverse, but here it is. It's in the reverse, and it's saying, yeah, there's been some stagnation in your self journey. And it hasn't felt like you've moved forward. And you've sacrificed a lot of things and have felt like there's been no gratitude for it. It's kind of like things got sidetracked and nobody's paying any attention. And normally this is about going away and away from the distractions of life, but here I feel like you're kind of being crowded and you haven't had a lot of control even for your spiritual journey. But that's okay. Everything's changing, and you have the Sun card. There's a new day dawning. This card is about a spiritual cleansing. A purification. This is like a fog dissipating, and now you're seeing things with more clarity. And it's taking you out of your stagnant funk that you found in the Hangman in reverse. This card could bring you some news this week. Something that you've been waiting to hear. And there might be some up-and-coming events that you've been looking forward to. But whatever it is, this card portends success. abundance and joy. And I think now with all of the cards from the material all the way up to the celestial is telling you that it's all being put together and that your unconscious inner self is talking to your conscious foreself. And maybe that's what hasn't been happening with the Hanged Man in reverse. You were stagnated between these two different realms. And now you're getting rid of your shadow self, and the sun is shining. Now I rolled the dice and received Leo, the moon in the 5th house. Now Leo rules the sun, and you received the sun card. There's some major karmic energy going on here. It's connective energy. And then again, Leo is the natural ruler of the 5th house. And this is all making you feel at home and really warm and fuzzy and comfortable, just to be your entertaining self that you naturally are. You know, and the sun accentuates the warmth, as it is the natural ruler of Leo. You know, your Pisces, the loving and compassionate self, is really going to be the fish in water with the energy that's being given to you this week. And the 5th house is going to bring creative arts, romance, children, and pleasure into the picture. And pleasure goes along with the presence of the Empress. And the moon in the 5th house brings drama and creative expression. And you just love drama. The Empress oversees that children could also be a major role in the enjoyment of this week. You know, and we have Mercury entering Gemini in the 6th, and that goes along with it. It brings a feeling of comfort and home. And the Sun card also connects to children. There's always a child in the card riding a horse. You know, this week inspires you just to be you and feel comfortable being you. You know, you can be the life of the party, but don't become the town clown. And you want to feel important this week, but don't act out so that it draws attention to you too much. Because the Hanged Man is warning you not to go overboard and take some reflective time for yourself. With the moon involved here, there can be a kind of a dreamy fantasy atmosphere. And you're going to kind of go in and out of fantasy and reality, and it's not really a bad thing. Because you have the Sun card and the moon die together, you'll be able to see the light and to climb out of the fantasy land when needed. The moon in Leo brings the instinctive senses and natural reactions of your lighthearted fun that you bring into the party. You know, Venus is entering Taurus on June 6th, and it heightens your sense of pleasure. And you have the Empress there that's reminding you to utilize your senses of pleasure and the material things for enjoyment. You know, and with Venus in Taurus, it will increase your comfort zone as a person. You know, and once again with the moon in Leo, you have this feeling that you want to be accepted. And you want some type of approval from people, but just keep it light. You might want to put things in order, but it doesn't mean to take control of other people's lives. You know, it appears that love is going to be all around you this week, and you're going to have a very gratifying week. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.